Welcome to the Fan2Fan Podcast 5 Minute Frights, wherein, give or take 5 minutes, we'll try to share something creepy, kooky, mysterious, spooky, something fun and frightful that you can add to your to-watch queue as we all get ready for Halloween season. My name is Bernie Gonzalez, and on this episode, we're talking to Fan2Fan All-Star Rebecca as she shares one of her scary favorites.
So I'm definitely big on like the late 90s teen part because I do love I Know What You Did Last Summer and I love Idle Hands. But I'm going to throw a weird one at you that it borders the line of dark fantasy more than horror, and it's something that a lot of people don't know. It's called Paperhouse.
The fine line drawn between the walls of reality and the edges of the imagination.
Is anybody there? We're having dreams, Mum, but they're real. You shouldn't be here. I drew you. I'm not drawing! Do you remember anything about the real world? This is the real world. I know Mark. I know him from my dreams. They've come for us. Who? It's Dad! Don't let him in!
It's only a drawing, Anna. Come on.
Picture yourself in the Paperhouse.
1988. It's a British movie that was one of the first scary things that I ever saw. We had a video store that had a massive horror section. Of course, when you're little, because I was like 8 when I saw this, there's only so many that you can get away with that your parents will let you watch. But Paperhouse is this story about a girl who has a terrible fever. She's sick with something. She dreams about this house that she drew, and it's very real to her in the dreams. And then there's a boy that she had drawn in the window. At some point, she draws her dad to come and help the boy because the boy can't move his legs because she forgot to draw the legs. Yeah, she draws her dad to come and save them, but she accidentally draws his face a little angry. So she crosses it out. That doesn't fix the situation. In her dreams, her dad now is this kind of deformed ogre with slashes on his face and comes hunting them. And there's like a big cornfield and the house is in the middle of nowhere. So it's not too scary, but it's something that I love because it was like the first scary thing that I ever saw and I enjoyed. But the sets are beautiful. The effects are all practical effects. So it's hard to find, but it is a little weird one if anyone wants to look into it.
Pete, have you heard of Paperhouse?
I hadn't. I just did a quick look up and, I want to say that I saw the poster at some point. This is why I love talking to our friends and fans about stuff that resonates with them, because I had not heard of this before, but the fact that it did with you, Rebecca, and it, has made your list is great. It sounds like it was a very image-rich film with the fantasy elements, which I think always, when done right, has a great opportunity to leave a lasting impression, especially depending on when you saw it. So this is amazing. I want to learn more.
Alan, when did you discover this through Rebecca, or were you aware of it on your own?
I'm just finding out about this movie for the first time.
I just have to say, speaking of shots fired, back to your Dawson's Creek drama, I'm reading the cover quote on Paperhouse. It looks like the VHS, and it says, quote, "A better horror movie than Dream Demon or Hellraiser 2 by the good people at City Limits." They obviously have some opinions, and they shared them on the cover to the VHS. Is that so? That's how you found it, Rebecca? Like family going to rent videos, and it was out there on the shelf?
Absolutely. That's it.
Cool.
Just by mistake. Roger Ebert gave it 4 out of 4 stars, and Rotten Tomatoes by the critics, because they have it a 100.
Wow.
Of course,
we have to watch this.
And it's very British, be warned, of course, if anyone's
that's kind of cool. I like
familiar how I love, British television and movies. So for me, that works. I know sometimes that pace is a little slower for other people, but if you're good with that, it's really well made, and it does have all that kind of imagery and the fantasy of it. And it definitely touches on the fear that children have. And we can all remember what that felt like, to be a little scared of something as a kid. And I like the way that it does that. You can watch it now and remember when you'd be worried about things or you'd be scared of something. And it holds a special place in my heart.
I was going to say, looks like distributed by Vestron. Anyone that is a fan or grew up on 80s VHS certainly is going to remember the Vestron video opening logo, and also soundtrack, at least partially done by Hans Zimmer, Academy Award winner, heavy hitter when it comes to soundtracks and scores. So we're just piling up stuff that just makes this seem it could be a must watch. Alan,
everyone's going to watch it.
Rebecca wins the Hidden Gem Award.
I feel it's funny because this movie, when you were saying the description and now seeing like the cover, it feels like, and again, not to take anything away from the good British people that made this, if you had not said anything, I would have been like, isn't this a Guillermo del Toro movie? Because it has a little bit of that like fantasy and like Pan's Labyrinth and Devil's Backbone. And I'm like, wait, is this a movie of his that I don't remember that he made? It's like, oh no, but it seems like a movie that he probably would have made.
Yes.